Three, two, one, jingle! Happy time has just begun. Brother, sister, smart, dumb, fun. Yeah!
Hey, Ann Brothers.
Hey, Jenny Brothers.
What are you doing?
I'm dancing.
You are dancing. I'm choosing not to dance today because I'm trying to show some self-control.
Oh, me know so much.
Never mind. I couldn't do it. It's too funky. The song is too funky. What are you going to do? Nothing. Just keep
Nothing.
dancing. Actually, it's probably better that way. That way I can forget all my problems and just lose them in the dance.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like the song in the Barbie movie, you know. My heart may be breaking, but you won't see it on my face because I am dancing. Dancing night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Joe, that's that one song by Dua Lipa,
Mhm.
and Joe, it came to his attention yesterday that all Dua Lipa sounds sound the same. They sound the same. I'm like, yeah, they kind of do, but you know, ride that pony because it's a great pony. You know.
Exactly. I was like, damn, they are earworm worthy and just make you want to dance. So if that's
They do.
go
So
for it.
if that's the worst thing that happens to you is that you just dance it out, I don't see anything wrong with that. So
Me neither.
just so mad I can dance. So that's to quote 30 Rock.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Happy Sunday. We are back on our regular Sunday day, but
Mhm.
we are at an unusual time because we got things to do later in the day. So we are here at a brunching hour. I am enjoying some delicious water while we have our show today
Me
because
too.
I went out for a walk/run this morning and it was hot. Too hot. So
Yeah.
that's the problem with summer training is that it's unpleasant because it's hot.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
there's no not hot. There's no time of day like you can be like, hey, I'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go do this because it's already hot. Yeah.
Yeah. I went out at 7 a.m. to go for a walk, and it was like it was already hot, and I was like, wow. It was like either work. The thing is, like, it didn't get below like 70 here last night, so even if I
No.
was out walking in the dark this morning, I still would have been sweating.
Well, and it's interesting too. I've been actually really watching the weather closely. We're having a really warm summer this summer.
Mhm. Yeah, we
And
are.
it's not necessarily the daytime highs that are the warm thing because we've been hovering in the high 80s. It's the nighttime lows because our
Mhm.
lows have been staying in the 70s, which is really unusual for just normal summer weather in Michigan. Normally it's like low to mid 60s, but we've been in the 70s pretty much in the evening all summer, which is, you know, and I actually read a really interesting article. I believe it was in the New York Times the other day talking about how when we are talking about global temperatures rising, we're not necessarily talking about daytime temperatures. We're seeing the increases in the evening, which is
Mhm.
very telling about how things are going. Because that's one of the things I have noticed about the last couple of winters is that the nighttime temperatures in the middle of winter are also significantly higher to the tune of 5 to 7 degrees above normal, which is significant. So,
Mhm.
but but everything's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
We won't go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly.
All
Hmm.
right. Yep. So you guys, we're doing our show today because Ann and I are both still a little triggered because we just my folks moved in with us a couple weeks ago, and this is like the fourth move that I've kind of facilitated over the last, I don't know, 4 years. So um it's one of those things that we decided let's talk about moving because this is in the summertime is when people tend to do their moving because that's when people buy their houses and they do their
Mhm.
moving, and it's much more easy and pleasant being a term we're going to use when you're compared to doing a winter move, which can be harrowing to say
Mhm.
the least. So so that's what we're talking about today. We're getting you moving with the brothers sisters in case you are moved, have moved, will be moving, planning a move in the future, are currently in the process of moving as we speak. Just offering you some fun advice. And Anne went out and she actually found she gathered pro tips from
Uh-huh.
our panel of experts, which means anybody that's ever lived and had to move from one place to the next who've offered excellent advice. We've collected that advice in
Mhm.
one easy to listen to podcast for you to enjoy and share with your friends, all about the joy and sorrow, mostly sorrow, of
Yes.
moving. So that's what we're doing today. I don't know. I think it'll be good. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Ann Brothers, would you like to take us through the welcome?
I would love to. Hurrah!
Hey, boop, adding it to the stage. Here we go.
Yay! So, welcome or welcome back, everybody. We are Anne and Janice Brothers. We're sisters. Our last name is Brothers.
It is.
With that name, we could start a moving company, Jenny, with our name, because there's like, two men in a truck. We could be two brothers in a truck, or the brother sisters in a truck. Yeah. That sounds terrible. Never mind.
That's hilarious. Yep.
We're in our 50s, so we should not start a moving company. We're in
Absolutely
our 50s, which means we are Gen X. And that means we read magazines. We had magazine subscriptions. I remember giving magazine subscriptions to people as gifts. I gave you,
yes.
Jenny, a subscription to Sports Illustrated once as a gift. So
one of my favorite magazines of all time. Now it's
Exactly.
like it's like Sports Illustrated. It's like literally like 7 pages now. It's 7 pages long, and the
Yeah.
first 4 pages are ads.
Yeah, I had I had a National Geographic magazine subscription for like 20 years. And yeah, so anyway, we had magazines. We read them. We loved them. It was how we learned about current events. It's how we got tips on diet and exercise and organizational skills. It's how we found out about ourselves. Like, are we love heroes or love zeros? I know. It's how we experienced porn. They were the influencers of our generation. We were you knew a person by the magazines that they had in their house,
Yeah.
So
That's how
all
I
done.
knew when I was a little girl that I was straight, because one time I snuck into the back room at Readmore Bookstore in Sturgis, and I snuck into the back room and I opened up a copy of Playgirl and had a look at that, and I was like, okay, yeah,
Okay.
me likey.
See?
And then the nice lady that worked there saw me back there, and she came in and she didn't say a word to me. She just plucked that thing out of my hands and pointed to the door, and I scurried away. So
It's funny that once upon a time there were stores dedicated to nothing but magazines.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you would go to like Readmore Bookstore and Sturgis had like a wall of magazines. I mean, that was the best part of flying when I was younger, is that you'd go to you'd go into the little bookstore place, and it was just like there's the wall of magazines, and I would pretty much get the same thing every time. I would get a copy of Entertainment Weekly, a copy of Sports Illustrated, and then some sort of brainy magazine like Time. Okay, brainy in quotes, yes.
Yeah,
So, and then
exactly.
that's I would read on the plane. And then if I got tired of one, I would just move on to the next one. Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Yep. All gone. So yeah,
All
joy,
gone. Yes.
the joy and love of magazines. I miss them so
Yeah.
much.
I do too.
Yeah. We talk about smart stuff, dumb stuff, fun stuff, or any combination of the three. We are not cool, hip, or sexy. And we know this because it would mean we would have to spend more time on our phones than we already do. And I kind of hate my phone. I'm not one of those. I'm like, at work, it's so funny because I purposely put it in my bag at work and I do not walk around with a phone, unlike all of my coworkers. And they're always, it's like the new smoking break, Jenny. Remember like when we used to work in the 90s and people would like stop working to go smoke and you'd still be there working like a sucker because you didn't smoke? Well, now it's the phone. Everybody takes phone breaks and you're like, I'm still working like a sucker. And 4 people around me are on their phones.
Yes.
Yeah.
The difference, though, is that people don't go off floor to have their phone break. They just stay right there on the floor with their phone. So
exactly, ignoring everything else around them. It's like, oh yeah,
Correct.
but I got a text. I'm just like, oh, okay, never mind. All right, so obviously not.
And this goes back to the heart of the debate that we are having at my current employer school. That is, we have finally agreed that we will not have our students with cell phones during the day. And for that reason, because everything becomes a phone break. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I
so
get that.
If we were cool, hip, or sexy, our phones would be much more influential and important to us. We're not a
Yeah.
true crime, celebrity, or influencer podcast. We are the soft serve ice cream of podcasts, Jenny. We're smooth, creamy, and delicious, and we come in more than 3 flavors. The 3 flavors
true.
are vanilla, chocolate, and vanilla and chocolate.
And is there anything better than a swirl cup? You would say just chocolate.
I would say just
Joe would
chocolate.
probably say just chocolate as well. But for me, man, give me that swirl. Give me that swirl. Or maybe we're like Dole Whip because there are many flavors of Dole Whip. So.
You know, I want chocolate. I don't want fruit. I want chocolate. So fruit is not.
I believe
Fruit is
soft
not a
serve is
treat.
more satisfying as
Yeah.
a chocolate or a vanilla. And I do. It's one of the it's and you know, if you live in the north or the northern Midwest, soft serve ice cream is a sign of summer because most of the
Mhm,
places that serve it, they close in the wintertime. So if you're a place
mhm,
that
yeah.
you can get you a twisty cone, um, they usually aren't open. So like that first sign of spring is those places start to open up. So
Yeah.
then you know it's time. Yeah,
It's time.
yeah,
It's time
it
for
is. Yeah.
ice cream. It's time for soft serve.
And I
Um,
can eat me some soft serve at the speed of a horse. I swear to God, I can't get enough of it, and it does bad things to my tummy. And I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. They're gonna do it anyway. Now I'm gonna want soft serve tonight. All right. So we've been told
I know.
we're good
I
to
was
listen
thinking that
to.
right this second.
We're told we're good to listen to when you want to learn things about stuff, and because we want you to have fun. See, have fun. Go get yourself some soft serve. This
Yes.
podcast is not G, PG, or even PG-13. If anything makes you want to scream "fuck" at the top of your lungs more than moving day, I don't know what it is. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I said yeah, I used more profanity. So the day that we moved my parents in here, I used more profanity than words than I did words of the other words of the English language. I'm pretty sure the words fuck, bitch, shit, and probably the C word fell out of my mouth more than just like, hi, how are you doing? For
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah, no, our vocabulary shrunk drastically that day. Um,
Yeah.
Join us on our website, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, and of course the YouTube. Like us, follow us, hit that bell, and leave us a review. And you can give us your feedback with our questions and answers and our polls. And ask Alexa to play us. She can't get you soft serve, but she can serve you some brothers, sisters.
Damn it! Now I want Alexa to be able to serve me soft serve.
I know.
Alexa, I'd like a twisty cone. Okay, real quick. Best soft serve you've ever had. Go, Ann Brothers, go.
Oh, the best soft serve I've ever had actually is here in Chelsea. Spad's Twisty Cone has the best soft serve. Their chocolatey is nice and chocolatey. Some places they water it down a little bit, but yeah, no. Spad's Twisty Cone here in Chelsea, best soft serve.
All right, I gotta look this up real quick because I can't remember the name of it.
Mhm.
Hang on. Ice cream place, White Bear Lake. Cup and Cone. The Cup and Cone in White Bear Lake has the best soft serve I've ever had. For that reason, their vanilla actually tastes like vanilla. It just doesn't taste like white. Well, which is nice because most of the time you get soft serve vanilla ice cream. It just tastes like white, and so it's nice because there's that swirl. It actually tastes vanilla-y and chocolatey as God intended. It's amazing. So yeah, Cup and Cone, White Bear. I love you.
Nice.
So you're gonna force me back into the state of Minnesota just so I can have you. So I love it.
So fun.
Yes, if you want more of the stimulating conversation about what kind of soft serve you should get, you should join us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Smash that bell. Like us. Tell people to like us. Share us because sharing is caring. You too can give us your opinions on the best soft serve ice cream around. So many to choose from. Hey, let's talk about smart, dumb, fun stuff this week. I'm going to kick us off, Ann. I'm going to start by wishing our sister from another mister, Chip Maley's birthday was Friday. Happy birthday, Chip. I owe you a dinner. So hopefully you're available this week so we can go out to dinner. But happy birthday to you. I hope you had a great day. You had a Friday birthday. It's kind of like this little birthday corner because Chip's birthday was Friday. My Aunt Carol's birthday. My friend Jen Hesse's birthday was yesterday. Marlene Hauser, your birthday is today. Happy birthday to you, Marlene Hauser. So it's
Hey.
like I said, it's like a little July birthday corner. So
My friend Dawn, her birthday was on Thursday.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Dawn. Thanks
Mm-hmm.
for giving us. Dawn was one of our contributors for her amazing moving advice. So there you
Yes.
go. Thanks, Dawn. You rock. My other thing was the movie Sinners. We should probably have just reviewed this movie because
Yeah.
it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie Sinners, which came out, was it early this year or late
Mm-hmm.
last year? It's a
Let me
horror
see.
movie. Um, Full disclosure, it's a vampire movie, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it is well written, well acted. It is visually stunning, so stylish and cool. The music is amazing, and yeah, it was just riveting from start. Just not just riveting, but just captivating. From the second it starts, it's so visually interesting to look at, captivating and awesome. You should see the movie Sinners. There's some blood, there's some swearing, there's some sex, there's all that sort of good stuff. But it is really, I think, one of the better movies I've seen probably in the last 3 or 4 years, easily.
Yeah, it's 2025, so it came out this early this year, and I hope it gets nominated for a bunch of awards because same reasons that Jenny said. I hadn't seen anything quite so interesting since Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I'll
Um,
buy that.
it's not the same movie as that, of course, but it's just very innovative. We've been getting the same vampire story for a very long time now, and they really managed to do a good job of telling a new story with old characters. So,
Yeah. And it's not a superhero movie.
thank God. Ugh.
Even though I keep hearing that the new Superman movie is good, that's great. I'm glad the new Superman is good. I just don't want to watch another god forsaken superhero movie. So that's one of the reasons I like this movie so much is that even though it's a classic vampire story, it's not really a classic vampire story, and it's told in a way that I think is just super cool. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
some
Anyway.
some some good stuff in there. So
Mhm.
yeah. And what about you?
Well, I took a 1 day trip last Sunday, so a week ago today. I took a day trip to Chicago. I took the train and I went to the Art Institute of Chicago and I saw the Mary Reynolds and Frida Kahlo exhibit that they had there. It was an excellent exhibit. Actually, the Mary Reynolds part of it could have been a standalone exhibit with absolutely no problems. Fascinating.
Agreed.
However, I went because Frida Kahlo paintings were being exhibited, and I'm a huge fan of her work. So I wouldn't have gone to this exhibit if Frida Kahlo's work hadn't been in it. And when I went, I was like blown away by everybody's work. So the exhibit unfortunately ends today. But so if you're in the Chicago area and you haven't seen it, get your butt over there and go see it right now. Mary Reynolds, who was a bookbinder, that was her art form. And then Frida Kahlo went to Paris. She spent about almost 2 months in Paris. In the late 30s, 1939, and it was about her time there. So it's a great, actually, and it was like there was 8 works of art from Frida Kahlo, 6 of which I had not seen in person before. So it was truly an excellent exhibit, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I didn't really think of you don't really consider bookbinding to be an art, but
Hmm.
yeah, back in the day it really was. And Mary Reynolds' work is stunning in terms
Hmm.
of what she put together. Just artistic and cool, and the craftsmanship that she put into these books is really it was surprising. I was surprised. I went and saw that exhibit back in April, and I thought it was amazing and again surprising and beautiful. And again, one of those things, like you said, had Frida Kahlo not been kind of the draw, you might have missed out on
Hmm.
the work of Mary Reynolds and some of the other artists that were featured during the exhibit. So I thought it was a small exhibit, but I thought it was really well put together, well curated, and you know, educationally awesome.
Hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the exhibit. So there you
Sweet.
go.
Okay,
Hmm.
good. All right, smart, dumb, fun stuff for the week. I think, Anne, that we chose smart things for this week.
I believe we did. I was looking. I was like, oh, I didn't put. I was like, it was definitely smart, and I really enjoyed it. There was other parts of the trip that I enjoyed less, like Amtrak. Man, you've got to do
Damn it.
better.
Here we
I
are.
was
We're
I was expecting to get
supposedly.
there.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to
Still
say,
there?
I was, yeah, I was supposed to get there about 11 in the morning. I didn't get to the museum until 1 in the afternoon. So that took a big chunk of my day. Yeah. And some people are like, oh, you should have driven. I'm like, I would have, but there was a NASCAR event at the,
Mhm.
I'm not kidding you, right next to the museum. And so from some rooms in the museum, you could hear the cars racing. So there was no place to park anywhere because Chicago was thick with humanity. And yeah. So anyway, yeah. But Amtrak, dudes, you
Yeah. Hey, Tina, to answer your question, no, unfortunately, this exhibit ends today, so that's a bummer. They actually opened it up right at the end of March, and then it ran through today. So this is unfortunately the end of the road. But if you're interested, um, look up two things. Look up Frida Kahlo. I'm sorry, look up Mary Reynolds and look up Frida Kahlo's time. There's plenty of information about her time in Paris, so definitely look that up, and then you'll learn something about Mary Reynolds. Um, in the process. Tina liked your comment on thick with humanity. Yeah,
Mhm.
yikes.
Yeah, it was. It
Yeah,
was
and
indeed.
Chicago in the summertime. I don't love Chicago in the summertime. It's the times that I have been there, it has been hot and humid and oppressive, and like you said, Anne, thick with humanity, and
Mhm.
that comes with a smell. Let's be clear, okay?
Yeah, no, no, Chicago was not smelling its fresh self. So,
No. So even though it's a little bit cold there in the winter, I don't mind bundling up and just dealing with that rather than dealing
mhm,
with the the upper Midwest humidity packed into a city like that. So
mhm.
it's not great. It's not my favorite. So there.
Oh,
So question for you then, Antina's asking you, so the train trip wasn't worth it. Uh
oh man, that's driving would have been super difficult for me yet that Sunday, but I got a Art Institute membership, and part of the membership is free parking. So I don't know. Oof, that's a hard one. It's so expensive to park in Chicago.
it is.
If it's not a man, if it's a day, I don't know. I'm still contemplating it. I don't know, man. The train was comfortable. We were on one of the newer trains, and I splurged for business class because it's more room and it's just a nicer ride. So the ride itself was nice. It was just the fact that they were running so late, both there and back, that was aggravating.
Yeah, Amtrak is a it's kind of a shit show. I mean, if I'm being kind, and I actually feel like it's a kind thing to say that about Amtrak. They it is rare that I have ever ridden Amtrak and had a smooth trip where everything
Mhm.
was running on time. It
Yeah.
really is like um it really is people are the people that work Amtrak are not particularly friendly,
Mm-mm.
and it's usually a mess. Sometimes things work on the train, sometimes they don't. It really is. You're rolling whenever you buy a ticket for Amtrak. You are rolling the dice because
Get the
and you
insurance.
were supposed yeah get
Get
the
the
insurance
insurance.
and because you were supposed to be on that trip 2 weeks earlier.
Right. Yeah, I was going to go in June, and I had gotten my ticket, and I got a text at 10 p.m. the night before saying that the train was broken. But don't worry, they had buses lined up to take us to Chicago. And I was like, cancel.
Hey,
And I was like,
what's worse than a train? A
a
fucking
bus.
bus.
I was like, oh man, I won't get there till 2 in the afternoon. So,
And the thing is, I've taken Amtrak to Chicago because I live literally 2 blocks from the train station in Kalamazoo. So I've taken Amtrak lots of times, and there have been trips that have been so incredibly pleasant. Like I've gone to Chicago on the train, and it's been awesome. And I've taken trips where it's like delay, 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 delay. Something's broken. The pooper doesn't work. You're going to be fine. And then, of course, a couple years ago, they had literally people jumping off of the train because it got stuck between, like, 2 hours out. I can't remember where, in its trip from Detroit to Chicago, it got stuck. And then you literally had people just walking to the freeway to get rides in the middle of winter.
yep.
So, I mean, it really is. It's like I said, they're if you have the time, then I would say take the train. If you're in more of a hurry, like when I went for my little solo trip in April, where I knew I was only going to be there for a couple days, I drove myself. I paid the ridiculous prices for the parking at the hotel, and it is ridiculous. It literally is. If you want to park overnight in Chicago at a hotel, it's $70 a night.
Hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes it's even more depending because they do surge price, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's hit or miss. And the thing is Amtrak's not cheap either.
Mm-mm.
So
No, it's
yes,
not.
Tina, I would 100% agree with you. I also miss Amtrak of the 90s, the
Me too.
salad days of Amtrak.
Yeah, exactly. It was so
Yeah.
cheap, and yeah,
And I
not
would give
anymore.
almost anything for what they have in Asia and in Europe when it comes to trains because the train systems are
Just
so incredibly advanced. And you would think in this nation we could figure it out, but we
yeah.
have not. We have
No.
not figured it
Oh,
out.
Canada. If you want to be jealous, go to Canada and take a train there. Oof. Oof.
Actually, and I want to replicate that Toronto trip that you took because I want to experience train. I want to train
Train.
Canada. So,
Yeah, because
yeah.
it was amazing. So.
Yeah. All right. All right, you guys, let's dive into the moving advice from people who have moved. Let
Hmm.
our pain be your gain.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll go from there. And I'm going to take the first half of this. Let's talk
Please
about
do.
why we move. Here are here are some 11 reasons that you might move. New job, some family situations come up. Maybe your significant other has a job that they've taken and you're going to, significant other with them. So you moving because it's a climate haven. You've decided that you're tired of 110-degree temperatures in, say, Scottsdale, Arizona, and that you would like to move someplace cooler like Kalamazoo, Michigan. Maybe the cost of living is now a problem. Californians have basically been doing that for years because the cost of living in California is crazy, and you can sell your house in California and get 4 houses in, say, Minnesota. Um, Maybe you're going to a new school. Maybe you have like the consumption and you need to move to Arizona because the weather is better. I don't know. Maybe you just need a change of scenery because you get tired of winter in Michigan in
Mhm.
February when we're all wishing we were someplace else. You're tired of your neighbors smoking weed in your yard and you want something different then. For instance, maybe you currently live in Oklahoma and you need to get out. Or finally, you're running from the law. I don't know. But anyway, these are all legitimate reasons why you might pick up your entire domicile and move to a different domicile. So, all right. So, options for getting moved. So, these are 4 options that you can choose from if you're going to move yourself. So, number 1, if you have the coin, you hire a service to pack, move, and unpack everything on both ends. This is what rich people do. Rich people with resources do this.
Now
And
I'm
then
going to
they just
stop you
go,
right here, Jenny.
yes.
Jeanette, our cousin Jeanette said, "Do not have them pack you because they'll put like 6 items in a box." And she said
Hmm.
it wasn't worth it. So she's actually
Okay.
had people pack and move her, but she does have people that. But yeah, but she said it wasn't worth it. So
Okay. That's good to
that's
know.
what.
That's
Yeah.
excellent intel.
Hmm.
So you have that option,
Hmm.
but that comes with a price. There, now you know the price. Okay. You can self move with a U-Haul type company. Now, this is what most people do. Most people, regular folks, that's what you do. Um, so for me, I've been a U-Haul fan since we were, I don't know, when was the first time we moved, Ann Brothers, that you remember us moving?
We moved from Colorado. We moved from Michigan to Colorado. I was 4. You were 3.
Okay. Yeah, and that
Hmm.
was a U-Haul experience.
That was a
So we've
U-Haul
been
experience
basically
trailer. Hmm.
trailer. We've been a U-Haul family pretty much from the get-go. Real quick, I'm going to jump ahead real quick. These are your rental truck options. U-Haul is probably they have the most locations. It's easiest if you're going to rent. It's probably easiest to rent U-Haul. And they're everywhere. They're in big cities. They're rural. Joe and I, when we were moving back from the Petoskey area, we literally the place that we went to pick up our truck was literally in the middle of nowhere on a Sunday. But because of their app options, they do a keyless option where you can they don't you all you have to do is have is your app, and all of your stuff within the app completed, and then you get a little combination that pops up on your app, and then you boop 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 boop, and then it just spits a key out at you, and then you drive your truck away. That was shockingly easy to do that. So that's one of the nice things about U-Haul. Penske Truck Rental, again, that's probably the second largest one. They also have they have a very large fleet as well. Again, US, Canada, again, lots of different vehicles to choose from, insurance plans, discounts. Both U-Haul and Penske have those things down really well. And then finally, you have Budget Truck Rental, which is it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a good budget option, but they don't have the locations, they don't have the ease of use, and they don't have we'll call it the range of vehicles that you get with like a U-Haul or especially a Penske. Okay, so if you're going to do the U-Haul, it's nice because it's one-stop shopping. I mean, everything you need for a move, you literally can get at U-Haul. You can get a truck, you can get all the dollies, you can get the blankets, you can get the boxes, you can get the tape. They have every sort of box that you could possibly want. They have hanger boxes. They have boxes that are specific for TVs. They have big boxes. They have little boxes. They have medium boxes. It's nice too with U-Haul because you can buy your boxes. You can return any box that's not used. So you can, take it back and get a full refund on that. If you can afford it, absolutely. If you're self-moving, if you can afford to hire a company to load and unload your truck, I can't even begin to tell you how worth it that is. Unless the moving company that you hired doesn't show up, then they can go fuck themselves. Sorry.
Yes, they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very recent sting anyway. But if you're hiring Goodfoot Movers out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, you've done the right thing for yourself. High five yourself. Yes. Now, if you're not going to hire somebody to move you, to pack and unpack your truck, then you're going to end up asking your loved ones to help you move. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. You can also ask a local wrestling or football coach if they have any athletes that want to make some coin. And it doesn't have to be wrestling, or it can be other athletes as well. But the reason I say that is because I've actually seen high schools that their wrestling programs will hire themselves out to do tasks like that. So the big thing, like in Forest Lake, Minnesota, is that the wrestling team, that's how they fundraise. They go put people's docks in during the spring season. So they put in docks and then they take them out. That's how they raise money. So if you can find somebody like that that's looking to raise money, that's a great way to do it. You can hire those guys to do that. You have many options. So don't be afraid to get creative. You can also use things like Facebook Marketplace to hire movers. They do exist. There's people that they're looking for day labor. They're looking for day work. You can hire them as well. That's a little bit hit or miss, but, we actually did that when we were in East Jordan. When we were up there, we kind of put the word out. We had a couple of guys show up and helped, and they did a nice job. So, you say, hey, look, $100, 2 hours of work, you will get hits on that. But again, you have to kind of be careful with that because you don't know if you're by yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. If there's going to be a couple of you in the house and you've got you have people that know you're moving and there's lots of neighbors close by, you're going to be okay. So, well, likely. All right, so those are the two ways you can hire somebody to do it all for you. You can self-move. You can ask that one guy who owns a truck to borrow the truck or van and make about 400 trips to get moved. It's likely, though, that person won't be your friend afterwards. And finally, you can sell, trash, or burn all of your possessions, load up your trusty Ford Escort station wagon with anything that's left over, and get going. So those are your options for moving. So there you have it. Okay. All right. We talked about the rental truck options. All right. So let's go with, Ann, why don't you take this one, packing advice in no particular order, because I think this is the heart of the move right here.
Yes.
Yes. This is the big thing right here.
Yes. So I put the word out to a bunch of people and I'm like, hey, we're going to do our podcast on moving. What kind of advice do you have for packing and moving? And everybody responded. So we're going to get a big shout out to everybody. One of pack items in cardboard boxes, not plastic containers. And a lot of people think, oh, plastic containers are good because you can see what's in them, but they're heavy, especially when you put a bunch of stuff in them and it gets really expensive. Cardboard is easier to stack. It's lighter, they're easier to break down. So do the cardboard. Like Jenny said,
Oh,
if you get them from U-Haul, you can return
one
them
more
if you don't
point
use them.
on that is that when you break when you have those cardboard boxes and you're done with them, they break down and they're easier to store. And B, they're you don't feel weird about giving them away. So
Mhm.
like that's one of those things where after you finish a move, you have choices. You can A, keep your boxes, B, sell your boxes, or C, give your boxes away to somebody else who's moving.
Mhm.
Um, so that's one of the things that's nice about cardboard boxes is that, if you've purchased all these plastic containers to move with and you're not going to use them for storage later, they just take up space.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, collect cardboard boxes long before packing begins. And a good place to get them is Marketplace is a good place to find cardboard boxes. Ask around, if you know somebody who's moved. Actually, I found that the last time I moved, I got most of my boxes from U-Haul, and it was so much easier because I knew they weren't going to fall apart. That's sometimes when you're getting like used boxes. Like Duncan works at a restaurant, and I would get boxes from the restaurant, and if they were, a little bit damp or soggy, it could be hit or miss. Also, if you're putting boxes
Oh,
in stuff that used to
one more.
have food in it,
Hang on,
um,
hang on. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I was just gonna say one more thing about the U-Haul boxes. They have handles, so they
oh
have
yeah,
little punch outs. So they
hmm
have those handles, which are amazing. Okay,
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, if you're packing boxes that had food in them, they might also have some critters in them. So that's something else you might want to be skeptical for. So yeah, so collect boxes as soon as you know you're going to start moving. Start collecting boxes. Don't skimp. Get plenty of tape, newspaper, bubble wrap, blankets, furniture pads, anything that you're going to need. Don't skimp on it. Just get it all. You don't want to have to keep stopping your packing because you have to go get more stuff. So just get as much as you think you're going to need and get the good stuff because you don't want boxes falling apart. You don't want to like try to unstick tape that's all stuck together. Just get all the stuff you need. So don't skimp.
Uh, I
As
would
items are
say.
sorted,
Sorry, I was just gonna say. One of the places that has a surprisingly affordable options for packing stuff is Walmart. If you
mhm,
go to their office supply section, they have a section of moving materials, and they have many. They have various sizes of bubble wrap, both the little bubbles and the big bubbles. They have all the packing tape options that you could need, and they also have newsprint
mhm,
paper that you can
right.
buy in big stacks. So that's been my even though I don't love going to Walmart, uh boy, when it comes to affordable packing materials, I have not found a better price than them. So
Mhm.
there you
There
go.
you go.
Sorry. Go for it.
One person that I spoke with, my friend Amy, said have three boxes out at one time: a box that you're packing, a box for donation, and a box for trash and recycling. So as you're going through, you're literally, packing this thing, donating this thing, trashing this thing. So it's always you're doing that the entire time. So
That's
I thought that was.
genius.
I thought that was a good idea.
Okay.
If you have an item that hasn't been used in 2 to 5 years, donate or trash it. You do not want to take it with you. You're not going to use it in your new place. It's time for it to go find someplace else to go. Um, if you don't know where to start, like, oh my, I don't know where to start packing. Start with seasonal items. If it's summer, pack all your winter stuff. Get the Christmas stuff packed, get the holiday stuff packed, get the skis packed, get all the winter clothes packed, get the coats and boots all packed. And that'll kind of get you going into deciding, I don't need this now. I will need this before I move. And so that's a good place to start. Start with the seasonal stuff. Um,
Love that.
it's
I love that. And I think that's a great the hardest part about moving is starting. And if you just do one box, it
mhm,
just doing one thing makes you feel so much better. And it just, like you said, Anna, it just gets the ball rolling. I think that's some
mhm,
really good advice right there.
yeah. Have a friend who knows you really well to help you pack and maybe encourage you to get rid of more stuff. Somebody who can say to you, no, you're not going to lose that 15 pounds. It's time to get rid of all those clothes. No, that isn't in style anymore. And God help us if it ever comes back in style. You need to get rid of that. It's like, no, you're not going to use those 4 rolls of wallpaper in your new house. It's time to get rid of it. So that might also help you. If you are super sentimental or have a hard time getting rid of your treasures because they have so much value, you might need somebody like me who's going to say, nope, trash, nope, trash, time to go, trash, 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 don't have room, trash. So
For the record, if you want to hire Ann Brothers to be this friend for you, she just know that she's not cheap, but she's worth it.
Totally worth it. I need you to go on. I need the person moving to go on a 2-week vacation and to let me have the run of the place. Trust me, it'll all be done.
All I know is that when I was asking my parents what their moving advice was, my father's advice was A, don't get cancer, and B, he said, don't wait until you get cancer and then your daughters pack you up and move you.
Exactly.
Because he experienced that firsthand and he couldn't do anything about it.
And there's just nothing he could do about it. All right. Let's see. If it's if you're moving close, you're not moving too far away, let's say less than 20 miles or so, you don't have to be super protective about how you wrap things. You can be a little more minimalistic. You don't have to make sure that it's packed to go to the moon. So keep that in mind. It can be less cumbersome. That's for a short move. If you're moving farther away, more chance of things happening, then yeah, pack it up tight.
Items will shift.
Items will shift. If you're moving across the country, get rid of 75% of your stuff and burn it if you have to. But yeah, if you're moving across the country, 75% of your stuff should not be going with you. Label the boxes. There's never too much labeling. The last time I moved, I literally, every time I put something in the box, I wrote down what it was. So I literally had this long list. Do you have to do that? No, but it really did help me. Colored duct tape. So you, let's say you have 4 kids, like my sister-in-law Liz, and each kid has their own color of duct tape. So when you see the blue box, that goes in Jack's room. When you see the yellow box, that goes in Declan's room. When you see a red box, that goes in the downstairs bathroom. When you see a black tape on a box, that goes in the kitchen. So that literally every room of the house has a color coding so that the people who are moving you, whether they're professional or friends and family, they know that, here's the color chart. I got a pink box that goes in the upstairs powder room. I got a gray box with gray tape on it that goes in the office. So that's,
And
go
to
ahead, Jen.
piggyback on that, what you do is you simply take a piece of that colored duct tape and you just slap it on the room.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way when people look at the doorway, they can see the tape right on it. They're like, oh,
Right.
This is the red room. This is the blue room. And that's that makes a big difference because and that's what I talked about at the bottom. It says, note, good packing is a big deal, especially if you're asking loved ones to help you because nobody wants to spend their entire day moving. So if you can get people in and out of your house, moving you in an hour to 2 hours, that's awesome because then people don't have to give up an entire day to help you move.
Yeah.
They can work for a couple hours and then get on with the things in their life that they actually want to be doing. So,
Yeah.
because nobody wants to help anybody move. Nobody wants
Yeah.
that.
Nobody wants that. Yeah,
We do
and
it
that's
because we love each other.
right. That's my biggest advice to you is as soon as people walk into your house, everything is packed. You are not packing everything. It is literally all packed by the time they walk in your house. That's my advice. In a small clear bin, put all the things that you want to have with you immediately. So it should have your medication in it, phone charger, pens and pencils, the remote controls, whatever is most important that you want to have immediately upon moving into your new place. Have it in that small bin that you can literally put in the front seat of your car with you and have with you at all times. So that way you're not like, hey, where's my medication? Hey, I can't charge my phone because I don't remember what box the chargers are in. Anything that you think you're going to need immediately upon moving into your new place, having that clear bin. It might be a big one if you have a big family. It might be a small one. That's the only clear bin you should need. Let's see. If you have time, oh man, I do not recommend this, but if you have the time and energy and the fortitude to do this, you can sell things instead of donating it. You can have a yard sale, you can take stuff to a consignment shop, you can have an estate sale. I would only recommend an estate sale if you're moving across the country and you have to get rid of 75% of your shit. Or you're really downsizing. You're going from a 3,000 square foot house to a 700 square foot apartment. Then you definitely should have an estate sale. You could do Facebook Marketplace, but man, that is a job in itself, and you are already taking on the third hardest job you're ever going to do. So if you really feel that your valuable shit is going to make you money, I can tell you right now it's not. But if you really don't believe me, then go for it. But you're going to be sad.
And part of that that particular bullet point is that first thing. If you have the time and energy, if you're in a hurry, man, just get the fuck rid of it. I cannot stress that enough. Sales are a pain in the ass. They never go like you think they are. And Facebook Marketplace is just a fucking disaster. I fucking hate it so much because oh my God. Yeah, if you want to sell something slowly and painfully with all of the drama, then by all means choose Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, if you're going to have an estate sale, hire an estate sale company to do it and have them do it for you, and hire one that has a cleaning team who will come in afterwards and clear out all the stuff that didn't sell and then broom clean the place. So that's you will not make as much money as you think, but it's a great way to get rid of all of your stuff at once and get the house cleaned out. Don't do it until you have all of your stuff moved out. But it takes a lot of
hire somebody else.
Hire somebody, and I cannot emphasize enough how you will not, no matter where you sell it, get what you think it is worth. I cannot tell you how much your crap is worthless. I cannot emphasize that enough. I'm sorry. I know you have valuable, precious moments and Beanie Babies, but anyway, stage it and have it ready to move. That goes back to that. Have it all packed. Like literally, all the boxes are at the front of the house, ready to go out. You're having people aren't hauling crap up from your basement. They're not hauling stuff downstairs. You might even think about hiring some, strong back to come and like move it all into one place for you so that it's easier for your loved ones to help you move.
Yeah, anything you can do to make the lives easier of the people that are moving you. And even if it's hired movers, because again, a lot of times you're getting charged by the hour, or you've blocked out 2 hours. And so you need to make sure that they are in and out within that time. Otherwise you keep getting charged. So yeah. And if you do it right, those dudes will be done in, honestly, 45 minutes. So if you're doing it right, it's crazy. So yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
That's for moving day. That's for, moving day advice and here's moving day. So that was packing advice. Now you've come to the big day. It's the moving day. As I said, third most stressful event in a person's life. And that was from our friend Chip. And he said, also, don't move, stay put. And he has moved across the country. He moved from California to Michigan, or he moved from Michigan to California and then California to Michigan. So he knows. Just stay put. Pre-plan moving day meals. And that doesn't mean you have to like make meals, but how are you going to feed people? Are you going to order pizza? Are you going to order sandwiches? Are you going to have a big crock of sloppy joes? How are you going to feed people that are moving you, or once you get to where you have moved to? Because trust me, at the end of the day, you don't want to have to like at 10 o'clock at night be ordering Whoppers from the drive-thru at Burger King. So have those meals planned out, especially if you have like, for Duncan and I, it's just the two of us, but if you have a family that you're trying to move, you want to make sure that, everybody's eating. So plan that ahead. Hire movers. Especially, it's like, when I was 20 and moving myself out of dorm rooms, twice a year, that's one thing. But when get to be a certain age, and I'm not talking like you have to be in your 50s or 60s or 70s. I'm like, when you're in your 30s, you're not going to want to haul all that shit around. Hire movers, stimulate the economy, be a good American.
That's one of the that's one of the reasons I like U-Haul, because again, it's one-stop shopping. That's one of the things that they do is they have you can book movers through them. That's how we
Mhm.
found Goodfoot Movers. And you can see, all this information about the movers. How are they rated? How are they, people, you can read everything there is to read about them before you hire them, which is nice.
Um,
So yeah.
mhm. Except that something or things are going to break. Some things are going to break. It doesn't matter if you hire somebody or you do it yourself. Something's going to break. So just accept that it's going to happen. If you this is from my Aunt Patty. I have to shout out to her for this one specifically. If you have friends and family helping you move, try to stick with people who won't be moving anytime soon, so you won't have to return the favor. Thanks, Aunt Patty.
That is some cold-hearted and awesome advice.
Exactly. If
That's
you aren't
killer.
if you aren't using movers, put the person with the best spatial awareness in the moving truck. Um, it's me. Both Jenny and I have excellent spatial awareness,
We're good
and
with
Duncan.
spaces.
Yeah, Duncan has even told people that we're moving. He's like, put Ann in the truck. Just put Ann in the truck. And I was like, yeah. So doesn't matter who it is, but figure out who it is and put them in the truck. It might, I'm like, trust me, you're gonna want somebody who knows how to Tetris the shit out of them boxes. All right.
Yep.
Feed and hydrate the people who help you move. That includes hired movers. Make sure that they have plenty to eat and drink. Take lots of water breaks. Keep your bathroom stocked with toilet paper, hand soap, and towels until the very last second. So the place that you're moving out of, make sure the bathroom is still functional until literally you should be like taking the soap and the towels and the toilet paper with you as you walk out the door the very last time, because people are going to they're going to need to use your bathroom. So make sure it's well stocked. Make sure the
Both
utilities.
to and from. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure the utilities are turned on in the new place before the move-in day, so that will be all set. Let's see, how will your children, pets, or elderly parents be managed? So, for children, you might want to have them stay with friends and family until the move is complete, if that's possible. If you can board your pets, I suggest boarding your pets. If there's a long car ride, I highly recommend tranquilizing your cats, especially if they're very tense about being in the car. If you have
Such as
fish,
Marla.
I don't know what to tell you. Why the fuck do you have fish? If you have elderly parents, may the Lord be with you. And
And also with you.
yeah, and plan, and also realize that your plans, best laid plans. Try to be flexible. Oof. Have
Well,
everything
yeah,
staged
that's
and ready to move again. So that's the thing. If you can get a truck the night before and before the move, do it. It's easier than getting the truck the day of. Oh, I don't know. And then if working with friends and family, have gloves available. That's a very good idea. And when you're moving, start the packing process as soon as you know. If you wait until the last minute, you will be even more miserable, and you will make other people miserable. So
yeah,
there you go.
sometimes moves get sprung up on you, and that's one
Mhm.
thing. But if you have weeks, months to knowing that you're going to move,
Mhm.
you have to start that process right away. If that means you're living within boxes for a number of months, so be it. You can stage boxes in ways that they're not, in front of you at all times, but
Mhm.
you have to do the work, especially if you're not hiring movers and you're asking others. You owe it to those people to make sure that you've done everything that you can do to make their job on moving days as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Um, what was I going to say? I was going to talk about one of the things that we did when mom and dad were moving in here is I made sure that their room was completely sleep ready before they moved in. So that way they knew that when they were making the move that their beds, everything was made ready, that they could just, they would have a nice comfortable place to sleep that night. And think about doing that for yourself in some way, shape, or form as well when it comes to that first night after you've moved. Is you're exhausted, you want to make sure that you have made a space for yourself to be comfortable. Sometimes that's literally going to a hotel the night of your
Mhm.
move.
Yeah, I was going to
um
say, and that might mean
yeah,
going to a hotel.
because
Mhm.
sometimes that, especially if you have an air, like um a memory foam mattress that you've taken the air out of and you want it to reflate, inflate, and stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes you have to do little things like that to make your life easier and better. And don't be afraid to spend that extra coin to do it if you can,
Hmm.
because it will make that next day that much easier.
Yeah.
Or if you're moving early in the day and you still have better than half a day to get yourself unpacked, the first things that you should be getting unpacked and ready, honestly, are going to be your bedroom and your bathroom.
Yeah.
The kitchen can wait because there's other ways for you to get food,
Hmm.
but don't underestimate the power of a good night's sleep and being able to get yourself cleaned up and showered and all of those things as well. So those are my two big pieces of advice as far as once you get moved in, the rooms that you should get ready first, bedroom and bathroom.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
agree.
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
One other thing I wanted to talk about in terms of moving trucks, you're gonna need a bigger truck than you think. Just so you know that, because the way like U-Haul does their trucks, they have 26. So their truck sizes are 26, which are the big boys, 20s, and then 15s, and then it starts devolving down into little different sizes of trailers. I can't remember the last time I rented something under a 26-foot truck.
Hmm.
If you're moving from one house to the next, there's more. Even after you sort everything down, there's still going to be a ton of stuff that you end up packing because we all forget about the yard stuff.
Hmm.
So, if you have a house and a garage, don't forget, you're not just packing the house, you're packing the garage, you're packing the shed, you're packing those rakes, you're packing those shovels, you're packing everything. And those are the things that we end up forgetting. So
Yeah.
don't forget about all the other little things around your house, on your porch, the tchotchkes, the stuff that ends up, having to make the move as well or not, depending on whether
Hmm.
you get rid of it or not. So, like for instance, U-Haul says that a 26-foot truck will do a 3-bedroom house, 3 to 4 bedroom. I'm like, that's pushing it.
Hmm. I agree.
So,
I agree.
yeah. And the price difference between sizes of the trucks is not particularly significant. So I would always recommend that if you can do it, get a larger truck. And the other is that if you know if you know that the day of your move, you need to book it as soon as you possibly can, because it's very difficult to last minute book anything for moving, especially in the summertime. So just
Hmm.
keep that in mind. If you look at your window for moving, look at your moving day, get yourself booked, get that truck, and don't be afraid to use the app. U-Haul has a fantastic app. Don't be afraid to use options that allow you to have more access to your truck. So there you go. All
There you go.
right.
All right, so we need to thank our contributors for their packing and moving tips. I'd like to pack Liz Williams. Her was the duct tape, the color duct tape. Chip Maley, who said, "Don't move, stay put." Amy Terry with her 3 boxes. Boom, 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 boom. Jeanette Ferguson, who told us about don't hire somebody to pack. Pack it yourself. It's too expensive. And also, she sent us a hilarious moving song that she and her husband Pat made up. Jeannie, thank you for the advice on getting boxes on Marketplace. Kelsey with her small see-through container that has all your emergency stuff, the stuff you need right away. Barb,
Job
Kinney,
shoot.
thank you very much. And her thing was don't get distracted. Kim Too Good, our real estate agent, who said make sure your utilities are on. Jackie
Smart.
White made me start thinking about what I would do with my pets and parents. Annette, who's also about get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. Joe and Della, who are like tranquilize that cats, and Aunt Patty Brothers, who is like work with people who you won't have to return the favor.
I love that. I'm
So
also gonna throw in my mom and dad there, Mike and Cynthia Brothers. Mike for his advice on don't get cancer and have your daughters pack your stuff up for you, and Cynthia Brothers, who basically said get organized. There you go.
there you go. There you
Yep.
go. So
Yes.
thank you for all our friends and family for all their very helpful advice. And yeah, there you go. If you can,
Hey,
don't do it.
if you can, just don't move. I
Mhm,
love that.
mhm.
Yay! All right. Well, there you go, folks. You've done it. You have spent another near hour with the Brothers Sisters learning things about stuff. I think
Mhm.
today's lesson was very practical,
I think so
which
too.
is, because the simple truth is at some point in your life you're going to end up moving
Yeah.
some way, shape. I don't know. Maybe there's people that don't move. I don't know.
I don't know.
I've moved a lot. I've moved
Me
way
too.
too much. So yeah, so you learned about, I would say helpful advice if you've got a move coming up, if you're moving, if you have ever moved, if you're thinking about moving again. So well done, everybody. Remember, we want to hear from you. We will have a poll question today about moving. It's going to be asking you to just make a comment about things that you think are important and helpful for a move. So yeah, we want to hear from you. Give us your questions, concerns, comments, and
Confessions.
confessions
Mm-hmm.
about moving or other things. We absolutely want to hear from you. Remember, you can support us for absolutely free. All you got to do is like, subscribe, leave a review. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Don't forget to ask Alexa to play us, or
Mm-hmm.
Siri. She'll do it too. Both the
Mm-hmm.
girls will do it. And again, you guys put your the word out, friends and family. We would love for you to share, because sharing is caring and stuff like that. Join us next week. We're going to talk about the Detroit Riverwalk. So Ann
Mm-hmm.
Crane is with us. Hi, Ann Crane.
Hey,
How are you?
Crane. Hey. There's somebody that's moved.
Right on. Hey there. Ann, thanks for joining us. We appreciate having you with us. Thanks for the little shout out right there. Let's go. We're talking about the Detroit
Mm-hmm.
Riverwalk next week. So this is kind of the big new shiny thing in Detroit. They've been working on it for a while. It is completed. We are going to be in Detroit next Saturday to take a walk on the walk. We're gonna check it out. We'll tell you all about it, what's important, what it used to be, a little bit of history lesson there, and a little bit of why Detroit is becoming awesome, and you should go there. So, hey, you know what I'm going to do right now, Ann? I'm going to do this.
What are you gonna do?
Turn down the goodbye
Good
music. That's right, you guys. You have been watching and listening to the Brother Sisters Smart Dumb Fun. I'm Janice Brothers, and with me is my sister.
And brothers.
That's right. We want you to get out there and do something smart, do something dumb, do something fun. We are out of here.